Why, hello everyone. It's GleeCon, and we're here once more with another episode, a weekly installment of Lore of Final Fantasy. Today we're going to take a small jaunt. We have finished Final Fantasy 1 and 2, the first two games in the series, and we're going to review the soundtrack that they then promptly released after. So, the first game came out in mid-December 87. Almost a year to the day later, the second game came out. And 4 days after its release, they released a compilation soundtrack that we're listening to now called All Sounds of Final Fantasy. The first one is called Welcome to the Final Fantasy World. Okay, we're going to go... This is, I guess, maybe what you would see. It's an arranged version, so this was a kind of epic, you turn the game on, and here's how we get. Now, Final Fantasy 1's Prelude. We're not going to listen to the whole thing. It's about 50 tracks, and it would take us around an hour, but you heard the arranged version. So this is obviously a prelude, kind of a MIDI version of the same thing. Now, if we look at this is back to this original track. Kind of, maybe it had some other things, some mixtures. Oh yeah, this is, you can kind of hear the game unrolling. This is the opening theme of Final Fantasy 1. Yep, so it segs into that. You could hear that in the arranged version. Now there's also dang it, there was one other thing I had that I wanted to look at. It was on the, this is what I wanted to look at because it kind of gives a description. So let's pop back over here. So here's now, this one's called Kunaria Shiro. It sounds like maybe what you would hear in one of the towns. So the first one was a welcome. It was a arranged version. The second one, Prelude, played at the title screen. The third one is the opening theme. Also played during that 15 puzzle minigame. This is the eponymous castle theme. This one's called Castle Cornelia. So these kind of give you, for the most part, the Japanese versions of the name. Here's the main theme of the game. This is the world map's main theme. Oh yeah, we listened to this walking around in Final Fantasy 1 a lot. Now this is interesting because this says that the first pressing was released in February of 89. But my research shows that it was December 21st of 88, so maybe that's an English pressing. This next one is called Kaosu no Shinten, which is the Chaos Shrine. Early. Oh yeah, it's a banger, for sure. So the first pressing was, I guess there was an original release called the Squaresoft version or an SS version, and it's pretty much the same. We'll look at the covers to these in a minute, but there was some kind of survey card. If you look here, we could use Google Lens on it if we want. Okay, this one's Matuya no Dukutsu. That's Matoya's cave. Yeah. Good one. Yep, walk around with that witch. Now, if we were to use, what's that? Google Lens. Yeah, do it. Translate it for us, please. Japanese to English. You know, I'm not the biggest AI person, but, it is pretty useful for things like this. Let's see if it works on that for a minute. Okay, yeah, we'll come back and look at what it says in just a mo. This one's called Machi. Machi is the game's town theme. Anytime you visit a village or a town, unless you walk into Mise, a shop. jaunty. Okay. And this is when you're sailing on a ship, this just loops, I guess. Let's hear this. Really? Fune? I guess so. Okay, I'll take it. This is called the Kaite Shinten. This is, ooh, the Undersea Shrine. Banger jam right here. Okay, this is the cover of the CD, what it would look like. You get to have Furion there. Alright, so looking back at the survey, do you wish to be invited to a Final Fantasy evening concert? You can request a questionnaire. Which game did you buy this on CD or cassette? Where did you read about it? What magazines do you still read? Please circle any items that you own. I own a Sega Mark III. I don't. That's a lie. So it's a survey. What's your favorite game genre? Please let us know your impressions. Did you like the bonus item included at this time? What was the bonus item? What the heck is that? Please write any game titles you want released in the future. Okay, cool. So we're going to close that. And there is a back to that. Alright, this is the it's just called Dungeon. Oh yeah. This is, some dungeons get this pretty intense. Or Menu Gamen. Oh, if you're just looking at your party in the menu? Okay. Hikusen. Hikusen! Airship music. Makes sense? Followed by Gurugu Kazan. Gurugu Kazan. Ooh, Mount Golg. The little dwarf town. Like it. Cool. And to finish up our first of the 4 pages about Fuyushiro. Oh, the Flying Fortress. Had its own music. Banger. I don't know what extra content they're talking about. This is the disc you would actually get. This is what it would look like from the side. Maybe is this the extra content? This Furion art? I'm not sure because I could not find... I had a hard time finding the actual released liner notes. It looks like that's curled at the edge, like maybe it would turn up. Okay, Sento scene. Sento scene? Oh, that's just a fight. Oh gosh, man, we heard that. We listened to that a lot. Shuri. The original banger, Shuri. Yep, that plays in my sleep. Ending theme. Did you beat the game? Okay. Alright, now, the back cover of that disc. No, that was the back. The front looked like this. Let's Google Gemini that. Google Lens, whatever they want to call it. Okay, it's a lottery entry. I see it's giving an address. You fill out your information. Okay, so nothing special there. Alright, dead music. When you got game over. I don't know that we actually heard that one very much. As a kid, I probably did. Be a bummer if you save. That's the jingle. Alright, now we start with Final Fantasy II. The prelude. When you cut that disc on. Good for us. Okay, so the second pressing looks like it was pretty much the same. Everything's exactly the same, it just has a different catalog number. There was a Squaresoft version. It says the liner notes are folded up like a mini poster. And I don't... The liner notes have the a track list. Let's go back and look at the Sento Scene 1 of the first battle theme. is what we just listened to as we beat that game. I like it. It's got a banger twist to it. Ikeri no Ma. What is this? Ah, first time you meet Minwoo. Nice. Saikai. When Firion gets Maria and Guy. Nice. And then this one is called The Rebel Army. Yeah, this is already making me feel... I mean, I'm telling you, these MIDI conductors, they were really doing some magic with what they had available, because these all immediately, like, hit home. Alright, now I could not find this thing that opened up. The liner notes have a track list, a map of the world, piano scores. I was not able to find that. Okay, so we're gonna look that up in just a minute, because this is the only other thing I see. You see the cool artwork of the four of them, but we're gonna try to find those liner notes today. This is called Machi. The town theme. Yeah. That's a long one. And here's the main theme. That's the world theme. Oh yeah. And then this would be the back cover. So it's the welcome, the original sounds, and then a farewell. So pretty neat. You can see how there's something that could be folded in there. Alright, so it was called Map of the World. So Final Fantasy, let's see if we can find it. Squaresoft version. What's it called? All sounds of Final Fantasy 1 and 2 liner note fold out. Can we see something like that? Like I can't. This kind of shows an image of it, but it's not. Bummer. I mean, I'm still gonna keep. I mean, that's not the end of my search, but I did a lot of searching before we started. Ah, here's Pandemonium. Nice. This was remixed and included as part of the Final Fantasy IX soundtrack. That's why I have these notes up. Pretty good banger. Okay, the next one is the Imperial Army's theme. Played when you do the Dreadnought, the Basque Sewers, and Castle Palamecia. Got that little bum 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 bum. Okay, the Chocobo's theme. For the first time ever, and that never changed, basically. Pretty cool. Alright, the Mysidian Tower. Daryl's library doesn't have a lot for us, other than it says in the Sonmei version there are no liner notes. So this guy, that's what he has. And the Ever Anime version, I wish I could see this. Welcome is misspelled welcome without an E on the CDs of all the Squaresoft printings. It gives you a link to these various things. Here's a picture of that original soundtrack. This guy's a collector, which is pretty cool. Okay, so not a lot more that we need from him. Alright, this is called Dashutsu. When you're running out of the Dreadnought. Kojo. This is Finn, Cashel, Kashwan, and Diced. Old castles. Nice. And when you are in dungeons. Dungeon. Oh, yeah. Okay. We're just looking to see, can we find... This is a review. It says all sounds. He's reviewing the music. Okay. Maybe we can find it if we just look at the images. What is this? No, but you can see slightly... Oh, look! Someone got it! Okay, this at least gives us the monster part, so we have half of it. That's cool. Alright, this is a short one. Whoa. This is when the Emperor becomes the Dark Emperor. Everybody freaks out. Ooh. This is the final Dark Emperor battle. Intense. Okay, so that's cool. We found this has some pictures of the various mobs written in Japanese with the concept art. Pretty cool. There's the zombie pirate vampire girl. I mean, honestly, they look very similar to what you see. Like, they're all immediately recognizable. Maybe those ants a little less so, but I don't know what this guy is right here. Other than that, more or less, pretty freaking spot on. Okay, the Naga and Lamia thing, that's a little bit different. Behemoth changed. What? The golems are way different. I don't know what that bottom thing is. This bottom right. Okay, so that's cool. So we found one version there. Alright, that's too intense. Shori. Remix of that. I would consider making this my ringtone. And here's the finale. Oh yeah. Beat the game. Feels good. Okay, what else do we got? I want this map, man. It sounds like, kind of makes me think of like, I can't help falling in love with you. So here's the track list. Where did that come from? I don't know, but no, that's a different game. That's trash. Final Fantasy 3. We're not to that yet. Man, we were so close. So close to finding some real art, man. All the sounds. Alright, the waltz. Oh, this is when you're winning. Oh, it says this is derived from Johann Strauss's Kaiserwalzer. After the first time you beat him, when you're dancing around, but before he comes back super evil. Nice. And then, game over. So if you lose, but we have heard this one more, because this is when a character dies. This is... Oh no. My bad. Take it back. Okay. This is when the fake princess tries to seduce you, and it is drawn from Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake. This is whenever someone dies, or you all die. Yes, it makes me feel sad. Oh, why can't I see the other side? See, it's got the map covered up. Look over here. You can see it comes with a little world map. And there's the other half. We're just missing that one piece of the picture. Okay, let's try it. See if we can find. Okay, the fanfare. These are all short. This is if you a key item, or in Final Fantasy 1, if you use a tent. These are all really short. Okay, that is someone joins the party. All right, this is an unused shop track. Shop track. I don't like it. Okay, if we're comparing it, you can kind of see there's like these round. That's Final Fantasy 1. That came with a map. That is pretty cool. Weird. Okay. Alright, this is another unused airship track. Okay. This is a... Okay, so this is an unused battle track. Pretty hyper. What is this? That's not it, but it is cool. Yeah, it doesn't... Okay, here's a dungeon. This is an unused track, but in Final Fantasy VI, they used it for the Magic House. Oh yeah, it's a pretty good song. You can definitely hear the classical music influences. It's a banger. And then, farewell, Final Fantasy World. Okay, so this gave us... Oh. Nice. It's another arrangement. Pretty good. Okay. I think I'm cooked. Oh. Nice. I think that's pretty dope. So we couldn't find that one small map. But what else can we really do other than enjoy this totally sweet banger of an outro song? So that kind of gets us today. We explored this CD. If it probably exists out there, you can obviously just go on here and download it for free on Internet Archive. It's available out there if you want to rock out. We were able to find most of things. Oh, wait. Look, we found the map. So this is... It's like the two worlds. Is this a Final Fantasy... Actually, I think this is Final Fantasy 2. But is that a Final Fantasy... I can't tell what this is. It doesn't look like Final Fantasy 1's map. So is this just a map from Final Fantasy 2? I think so, because these characters are all Final Fantasy 2. So it's just a Final Fantasy... Look at this, it's the cassette tape. Oh my gosh. That's freaking dope. That's what I should have did, was look at the cassette. Here's this map again. Uncontrolled, or whatever, uncovered. Yeah. That's Final Fantasy II's map. Well, we did it. We got ourselves able to see it all. And you know what? It's the cassette tape that kicked us off. Look at this dope cassette. We are freaking living the life over here. Pretty awesome. Alright, well, it's been a pleasure, guys. Next week we have some more good stuff coming at you. We get to check another one off. Boom. We are going to look at a full Japanese manga next week, which for our research purposes, I don't know why they did this, just probably, actually I do know why. Final Fantasy II had an actual story that had some meat to it, whereas Final Fantasy I was just bare bones. So they took that story and they made a manga. And they did that a few months later in April of... Let's put this guy back on here. They did that in April of '89, so it's about 4 months later. I don't know exactly the day of April. All I was able to pin down was the month. And it wasn't until later towards the end of '89 that they released a Game Boy game that we'll play after that. And then a couple weeks after that, they're like, okay, well, we had enough success with the manga for Final Fantasy II that we'll make Final Fantasy I. So really, we have one more week, and then we're going to be playing an old school. We're going to have to emulate it. It's like pre-Game Boy Color days. Final Fantasy Legend, later to be known as Final Fantasy Saga. Some people don't even consider it as part of the Final Fantasy canon because there are some straight differences, but I think we'll be able to beat it fairly quickly since it's an old school Game Boy game. And they'll be weaving us in there. But before we have to play a second spin-off game, we'll get to play Final Fantasy III, which is one of the only Final Fantasy games until the modern era that I've never played. I think it's the only one. I never played Final Fantasy anything from 13 on. I didn't play. So I think they're on 16 or something like. Oh, plus I never played the MMORPG. So what is it? Final Fantasy 11, I think, is the MMORPG. So right around there. I did play 12 though, and beat that one. So I skipped 11. 11 and 3 are the only ones in the first 12 I never played, and then from 13 on. So we'll get there. It'll be cool. All right. So another palate cleansing one next week, and then a spin-off palate cleanser, and then into Final Fantasy III. So thank you everybody so much for joining me. See you guys next week on Lore of Final Fantasy. This episode's in the pipe. Bye bye 5.